Hello everyone and welcome back to Make Your Mind. This is the latest of my Saturday night sculpture showcases. Thank you all for tuning in to watch. As I've stated, this week is going to be a double feature. And this was the first one that I unveiled with my preview video that I came out last Sunday. And, well, without further ado, let me introduce my sculpture of Rexy from Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. There she is. Got some of her roars playing in the background. Look at this. Man, this one was fun to make. As you can see, I've got her dark brown coloration. I've got her tiny little arms, even though they may be a little bit bigger than the arms maybe that she actually had. But I liked to give her a little bigger arms to make it not quite so dainty. Of course, I've got her massive feet with her claws. I used that tan contrast just to kind of give her that little bit of a better color. Got the long tail with the sweep that comes up and back. And then, of course, that head, the massive maw, the jaws of Rexy. Big girl. I gotta say, man, this was one of the more fun sculptures, getting to do this one. When I grew up, I was actually young enough that Jurassic Park was in theaters, and I stated this in my preview video, but for those of you who didn't know, one of my earliest memories was having a tantrum in the movie theater lobby because my parents wouldn't allow me to see it. But then again, I was 2 years old, so especially with the scene from, especially the Tyrannosaurus Rex and also the Velociraptor scene from the kitchen, I'm glad I did not see it when I was that young, because that movie was so scary. I didn't get to see it until a couple of years later, about when I was about 5. That's when I eventually saw it, and it was on VHS. And I remember I went to a movie that was next door to Jurassic Park, and I literally just like glued my ear to the side of the wall and listened to the sounds. And imagine being 2 years old and hearing this. That'd be so insane. I heard all those noises and the hairs on my neck stood on end, and it was just amazing. And it's really cool that in 2015 that they really brought Rexy back. And I must admit, I was a fan of Jurassic World. I like it. Fallen Kingdom, that was an alright movie. But for me, of course, the original Jurassic Park is extremely nostalgic for me, because I grew up as a massive dinosaur fan. And getting to make Rexy and getting to make it for this channel, this one is a big one for me, because this was another design that was created by one of my absolute creature effects idols, Stan Winston. Stan Winston brought Rexy to life as a massive hydraulic and animatronic Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the behind-the-scenes features of Jurassic Park, I have the box set on DVD, and it's just one of the coolest things to get to see how they were able to turn that massive robot into Rexy, and it was just incredible to see. And the shots in that film, and that was one of the first films that really did CGI. It was one of the first ones that did computer generated images, especially with Industrial Light and Magic. That movie kind of really kicked off the whole CGI craze. And I would even argue that the CGI in Jurassic Park, the first movie, still holds up today. It's incredible at how well that movie was shot. I mean, yeah, there are some parts where it didn't come out, where it does look like of its time, but that combination of the computer graphics at a distance and then the full-size animatronics, I mean, seeing this thing moving in real life and the actors being able to, like, actually be able to play their parts on it, especially with Alan Grant, Ian Malcolm, and all of them, that was just one of the coolest things. And when I eventually did get to see the movie, it just blew me away. It was so good. And and Rexy, of course, was the prime star of the film. She's just a badass. And as you can see, I put a couple of details, a couple of scratches. This is more the sort of like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Rexy. As you can see, she's got some scratches on her neck. And also on the other side here, put some scratches there. Mainly from the Indominus Rex. And the Indominus Rex is actually it was a cool design. The fact that it was a mix of, you know, sort of T-Rex mixed with a raptor, mixed with a couple of other different dinosaurs, and it was just awesome. Now, I may be a little prejudiced, but my all-time favorite dinosaur is, in fact, the Spinosaurus, but the one from Jurassic Park, I know that one gets a lot of flack. Mainly because, well, nowadays, the Spinosaurus is very different to how it was depicted, especially even in Jurassic Park 3. But Rexy was... Man, I just remember that scene. The scene where the goat's gone, and then the goat's leg lands on top of the Jeep, and they look up and they just see this massive maw. The scene where Rexy breaks into the glass on the top. Oh my gosh, I could not imagine what would happen if I saw that when I was 2 years old. I'd probably be scarred for life. But getting to make Rexy, especially for this channel, and just knowing the backstory and the nostalgia that I have for this character. Now, of course, nowadays, you know, they're actually depicting more bird-like features with dinosaurs, especially Tyrannosaurus Rex, you know, with feathers and more colors. But this was the first sort of, I mean, my introduction to if Tyrannosaurus Rex was real. And it's just one of the most incredible things to get to be able to make this and get to be able to share this with you guys. This is one of the highlights of my channel, is getting to make Rexy. And upon making this, I know a lot of people have been requesting that I make dinosaurs, and to be honest with you, I think for the next feature that I'll do next week, I might as well just go ahead and say it. I'm going to go ahead and do the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor. I think that would be a fun one to do, because now we've got the Prime Star Rexy. God, I just love that head sculpt. Look at that. I tried to get the curvature under the jawline, the teeth sort of sticking out like that, and the tongue that kind of curls back, especially during the big roar. Like the scene when Rexy gets attacked by the twin raptors. Or she at least gets attacked. No, she gets attacked by one of them in the movie, and the other one she just mauls immediately. And man, it's just one of the absolute incredible, just one of the most incredible things about that movie is this character. This is such a nostalgic moment for me, like I said, making this character for you guys. And I really do want to make some more dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. So the next one will definitely be, I'll make the Indoraptor and the Indominus Rex. It'll be a double feature. And it'll be in one video, so we'll get to see that. Ooh, that was a cool sound. But here you go. There's Rexy. The first of a couple of dinosaur sculptures that I'm going to do. And if you guys have any requests down below, I've done a couple of dinosaur sculptures before. Like, I did the Hyperendocrine Giganotosaurus from the game The Isle. Now, that dinosaur is not available in that game anymore, but there's plenty of videos of YouTubers and gamers actually playing with that character, the Hyperendocrine, the Hypo-Regiga. And if you want to see that sculpture, click this link right up here. And you'll get to see oh, there it is. You get to see the Hyperendocrine Giganotosaurus. And then I made a regular Giganotosaurus, which you can click in a link that'll follow up the next one. And now getting to make Rexy. I also made a video where I did a dinosaur, I think it was a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it was one of my Happy Little Sculpture challenges, where I made essentially a dinosaur that resembles a Tyrannosaurus Rex, a small one, and I did it in less than a minute. That's on my... If you check my page, you know what, here, I'll leave a link up there too. You'll get to see that. You'll get to see my Happy Little Sculptures of my T-Rex. Needless to say, even though Spinosaurus is my favorite dinosaur just because it has the backstory, you can't deny that the Tyrannosaurus Rex is just awesome. And you know, they say that the Tyrannosaurus Rex was more of a scavenger, that because of the small arms and everything, but come on. Something this awesome. You think that thing would just scavenge around? Come on, paleontologists, you know better than that. This thing was a predator. This thing could run at speeds of up to 32 miles an hour. Could be as long as 35 feet. That's crazy. And like that scene in Lost World Jurassic Park where not Rexy, but I believe it was the male T-Rex, the sort of evolved male, was let loose in San Diego. And that was an incredible scene, especially when the T-Rex was running alongside the bus, and you really got to see the size of how these things would really be. Just the scale is just what's most incredible. But there you go. There's Rexy. Here, I showed that side a lot, and I'll show this side. Now I'll bend Rexy's head the other way. There we go. Let's get it in the pose. Let's get it in the pose like the scene from Jurassic Park when it's inside and it breaks the skeleton. There we go. Look at that. That's one of the cool things about this wax clay. You can really pose it however you want. And there are no wires in this, by the way. This is just the clay itself holding itself together. Oh my gosh, how awesome. But with that concludes the video. Stay tuned. I'll be having my next premiere coming up. And by the way, here's a little teaser of what that next premiere... Ooh, hold on a second. Let me put this under here so Rexy can sit up. Just like this. Here's a little teaser of what the next premiere is going to be. I don't know if you recognize that music. Something else is coming. Another really iconic creature, but more in the newer style. So, leave your guesses down below, but just stay tuned until a little later. I'll be premiering that sculpture, and I'm still going to leave it a surprise. I don't think you guys are ready for this one. But if you have a subscription to Netflix, you more than likely recognize that sound. And with that concludes the video. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to leave a like down below. And remember to subscribe. And hit that bell for notifications, so you don't miss the next video. Like I said, for the next premiere, I'm going to be doing the Indoraptor and the Indominus Rex. Which is cool for me, because when I grew up watching Jurassic Park, and then The Lost World, and the Jurassic Park 3, and then there was that long gap before 2015 when Jurassic World came out, and it's amazing to see the sort of younger generation get to experience the same just sheer awe that I got to experience, sort of the first time seeing it in theaters, seeing a new Jurassic Park film. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see all of you in a little bit for the next Saturday Night Sculpture Showcase.